No, because no. This is because you just busted some trickery. You just gave me a fucking frosting with cinnamon roll, and you're like, do you like your 2-part food? I'm like, I think that's one food.
Welcome back, everybody, to another amazing episode of The Careful Boys, where we are currently off the record.
The record.
All right.
Okay.
This is a
I'm nervous.
2-part OTR prompt. 2 parts. All right.
2-part. No. One part first. One part first.
A, B, yes.
Is this
okay?
were we prank Anthony Lee ideas again?
Yeah.
To his face.
Prank him to his face. Let's do that one where they ask if you had a knife in your back or a dick in your butt, which one you pull out first. That's the first question.
Probably the dick in the butt.
So the 3
How big
parts.
is the dick?
3 parts. That's the first part. There's another 2-part after that. If everybody wants to just answer that real quick.
You rather die before being gay?
I'm gonna pull the dick out first for sure. Not because I don't like it, but because if you got a knife in your back and you pull out, what if you start bleeding?
That's
My question is it the same perp? Is the guy stabbing your back while humping you? Or is someone humping you and then another person goes, "Get off my boyfriend!" and he stabs the back?
It's a really good
Accidentally?
question. The context is important.
Yeah. How?
Is the knife already inside, or is it like more of like, hey, don't move, and it's on the outside?
It's in your back and you're like, ow!
I think it's in because the penis isn't just like hanging out by the butthole, they're just rimming it.
They're both in.
Yeah.
If the dick in my back is friendly, I would ask him to remove it when he was removing himself.
We're gonna move on to part 2 and 3 of the prompt now. All right, so this.
I would leave the knife in for sure because of what Bart said.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I didn't think about
So
that.
I'd take the dick out.
I thought you were just homophobic and you just wanted dick out.
No, that's
Yeah,
not
Bart
why.
said it. Bart said it. Yeah. All right. So I asked recently, and somebody came back I asked for OTR prompt suggestions, and this one was submitted by a Janny Dang.
Thank you, Jenny Dang.
All right. So 2-parter. Listen to part 1. All right. Think about this. Think about your most difficult time during your teenage years. All right. So 1, explain what your most difficult time was, and then part 2 is what advice would you now give that teen?
Oh. And why is this 2 parts?
Did you not hear me split up the parts?
Oh, I thought that was 1 part. I see. No, because no. This is because you just busted some trickery. You just gave me a fucking frosting with cinnamon roll, and you're like, do you like your 2-part food? I'm like, I think that's one food. Right? You're gonna take the frosting off and go, here's the cinnamon without the frosting, and here's the frosting. That's fucking weird.
Don't let him wiggle his way around.
Yeah, you fucking wiggle
I can't
waggler.
imagine anyone going, "Do you like your 2-part food?"
Oops, this will try the 2-part food me.
It's like prime rib,
belong
and then they go, "Here's the au jus sauce."
Yeah.
You're not even sweating, Anthony Lee.
I was listening, okay, and that sounded like a 1-part food.
But then he was chewing food too.
2-part food, man.
So maybe that's why I didn't hear it correctly.
He wants a setup in a slam dunk. So the setup is, okay, think about when you were in a depressed little teen and you thought life was over, and then you were in a dark time. And then the slam dunk is, what the fuck would you tell and slap the sense into that dumbass kid?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That
That sounds like a single 1 Cinnabon, though, right?
Yeah. So I had acne as a teen and stuff, and that was really annoying, and like super like.
Really bad?
Yeah, it was bad. It wasn't as bad as like some. I had like a younger brother who like had it way worse than me, but I was also like obsessed with trying to fix it, and I don't think he was as proactive as I was. Haha, little fun.
That was good,
but then, thank you. But that shit didn't work on me actually. But I tried everything. I tried like everything, and the only thing that ended up working for me, fuckers, was Accutane. And every time I talk about Accutane, people kill themselves on Accutane. And I'm like, maybe that is true.
But it works for people who really need it.
And bro, in my opinion, people are already fucked in the head from what acne does to your head. That, maybe they kill themselves because Accutane's not working, or because of the first reaction you have to Accutane, which is your face explodes a little bit. And then it ends up clearing up because your face is adjusting. But I always had this problem of excess oil. Like my fucking skin would just continuously produce oil. Like I remember when I first started dating Nikki even, I used to have to go from Maker Studios, take a shower at home real quick before I saw Nikki because my skin like probably an hour and a half after is already starting to get oily. And I had to do 4 tours of Accutane to finally make my.
Steve's a Crisco factory, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Were you taking Accutane when you were dating Nikki, or no?
Yeah, I got myself some Accutane from like India, and I had it sent over.
Is it cheaper there?
It was way cheaper. And then my health insurance sucked too, so I didn't want to go through that because it was going to be more expensive. So I got it sent from India, and I just like guinea pigged myself with it because don't recommend doing that, by the way. But I just that was my last tour with it, and then my skin finally stopped overproducing oil, which was
So P Diddy really got to
Damn.
you. You know, P Diddy really got to you on those commercials.
oh I remember those.
Oh, I thought it was P Diddy was doing all the brand deals for it.
It was doing Proactive.
Oh, Proactive.
Oh, Proactive didn't work on me. It actually made my skin more oily, which was insane.
Damn. You don't have any acne scars.
Yeah, your skin is crazy.
I got lucky, man. But I
You had a lot
I
though.
was obsessed with getting my skin right. So yeah.
That's pretty cool that you don't have any like lasting things.
Yeah, it runs like some members of my family. They have it really bad, where they have the fucking scars and shit from it, and I just didn't know what that was like because none like it was either some people had it really bad in my family or nobody had it at all.
Yeah, I had it rough. And then I remember, but people have had it way worse than me. But then I think my biggest thing is that that I would tell myself, I guess, is just like enjoy life a little bit more. Like this will go away one day, and you will wish that you went to more things. Because I used to not go out.
Yeah, it ruins your whole like yeah, for sure.
I would avoid lights like this. In fact, to this day, lights like this give me anxiety when I first come in here because I just remember.
Oh, how it accentuates.
Yeah, it makes your skin look way worse. Yeah, so like, and that was just for like a decade and a half.
Or like when you take group pictures with people under bad lighting. Yeah.
Yeah, awful. So yeah, that was a big one for me. Also, I had a girlfriend one time tell me, people like to comment on my smile in pictures sometimes. But
You mean this one?
Yeah, exactly. So this is I'm about to dunk on him so hard, right? I had a girlfriend tell me not to smile in pictures because she doesn't like my smile, and that was my first girlfriend.
What a bitch!
I know. So then after that, I don't know how to get my head to smile normally.
Oh my.
Unless I'm like laughing at stuff, like people. There's plenty of memes of me laughing and stuff. And
It's like a candid one, it's fine. But then if you have to pose for one,
Shit.
Wait, let's
fucked
just
me
try
up.
it. This is a video. It's not a photo. Try it. Just try it.
With the teeth, with the teeth.
Show the teeth.
Show the teeth.
Show your teeth, Steve.
Show the teeth.
I have to be silly. Right? 'Cause, yeah, I don't know how to like psychologically. I just can't like because I was at such a vulnerable state. Right.
Well, you have such a nice smile.
Acne kid. Oh, thank you, bro. No, acne kid. Don't smile in photos. I don't like to take photos because I'm an acne kid. And then it was just like, oh fuck.
And then the whole time you had a bad smile. That's crazy for someone to say that.
Yeah. Don't smile in pictures.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Thank you for opening up.
Oh, no problem. Good prompt. But yeah, I would say just experience things more because you aren't gonna remember it as much. Obviously, I remember it, but you're not gonna like, you're gonna have more memories than you do of like not being out.
Right.
Seems like you're not gonna remember it. Still doesn't smile in photos to this
Nope.
day.
It still gets anxiety from these.
It's like in there now.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So yeah, I'm glad you made fun of my smile. That was awesome.
I said it was nice.
I'm kidding.
Clip that and delete it. Actually.
I think the hardest time for me was when I think like sophomore year of high school is when I started to drop in grades, and I had such a really severe tethered value of good grades means like good enough person. And then like I think I just got so distracted by other creative things that I like wanted to do music. I wanted to do so many other things, and I just wasn't understanding math very well because I didn't have a good teacher. And then I really was like, my self-esteem was like super fucked because I was like, damn, if I'm not good at school, and to me school's everything, which is like what they indoctrinate into your mind, that like I just had no value like as a human. I was like, God damn it, like there's nothing I can do in this world. Because I didn't know nobody had ever come into my life to tell me there was anything else to do. So at that point, like I think I wasted a lot of time just being really sad about that, which is funny. Because I think that strained my relationship with my sister too, because my sister's super smart. And she was a big, a big figure in my life that would remind me that I was not smart.
damn.
We were competitive, in a weird way. So she was like,
How many years apart are you guys?
2 years. She was 2 years older than me.
She's like, ha! I fucking did that shit already.
Yeah, she's like
In your
she's
face,
like super
bitch.
smart and like she was like always she always had like the best grades and we went to the same high school and everything, and then like she would always remind me that like, oh, you don't know any of this, like you're dumb.
So she would rub it in your face.
Yeah, and it's like hard because when you have grades, it's such what is it called?
It's like objective, yeah.
Yeah, objective result of your brain, and then it all changed. I think like there was this principal my senior year. We had this one principal who was only there for 2 years, and he had done this thing where like there was this one award that they were giving a student, and he chose me to get it, and my GPA was like fucking 1 point some shit, and he gave me the award, and I had to go to this like award ceremony at this like Bavarian like place with all these like random people, and it was just for he thought I was the most creative student.
Wow.
And then that changed my like perspective of like, oh, there's a value in like having ideas and like just kind of
Value being able to play every single song ever here.
Yeah.
but that's like even that like that's the crazy thing. It's like I've been able to do that my entire life.
Yeah.
Only at like age 17 did I feel like it was worth anything.
Right, because left brain gets punished so much.
Exactly, yeah. It's just crazy. I think like what I would tell myself is like the application of what you can do is worth everything.
Yeah.
And it makes a big difference to not have a figure in your life that can tell you that.
Do you ever tell your sister now, like, wait, so how many times objectively have you been on TV?
Objectively?
Yeah, you don't be so objective about things.
Yeah, it's all about finding your place.
Are you guys cool now?
Not really. I think we still, yeah.
Still a bitch, huh?
She's still trying to rub
she's-
shit in your face.
I think she tries to be a little better, but like I think there's always going to be like we just grew apart at such an early age that we're just so on.
I'm a nurse practitioner now, and you'll never catch up to me.
Nurse practitioner.
Yeah, she's freaking super
I
smart.
can't imagine someone not being cool with you. That's so entertaining to me. And
And it's your blood, you know?
you're such a chill,
Hey,
nice
but
dude.
siblings though, you know.
Yeah. It is.
Yeah, it's just
I wouldn't know, but still, I kind of relate.
Yeah, we just
That's
ended up
true.
being polar opposites. Like she's all academic and all like intelligent in that different way, and then I think as a way of trying to reconcile with myself how much I wasn't good at that, I wanted to be better at alternative things.
So funny. I think you're probably the smartest person in this room, honestly.
That's like I would never thought I would hear that from anybody. Like for my whole like youth life, I was like, dude, I'm the dumbest one everywhere. Like I really like thought that.
I mean, this room is not a smart room, though.
The bar's pretty low. Our collective IQ's pretty low.
Very low.
I'll still take it. I wasn't smart in it.
I don't think we make 100.
I just think the IQ test is fucked up then.
It's not me, it's a test. They don't know.
And we gotta measure EQ. How about that? If it was EQ, 1,000. IQ, maybe 80.
EQ. It's funny,
Collectively,
man.
80.
It's all about. That's the crazy thing. It's all about what someone like. If you have one fucking person, like if someone had been a great example to you and he's like, look at my skin. I go out. I do this shit.
Yeah.
Look at my life. It's like just to have that. It's like fucking everything, man. Yeah.
I think my story is kind of like yours, where so growing up, I got into a lot of trouble. So like, first grade got kicked out of school, and then third grade got kicked out of school, and then I spent fourth, fifth, and sixth at another school. So when you get kicked out, so usually in a public school system, you go to the school that's closest to you, right? You know how like you live kind of
Right.
close.
The proximity.
So by the time you get kicked out, you're like on the other side of the city.
you just get pushed further and further.
Yeah, because it's like, okay, you're all the way over here. So now, when it's time to... So I have a whole new set of friends I spent the last 3 years with. What sucks is my best friend that I grew up across the street from, we're no longer really best friends because we don't hang out that much. So it's almost like this thing where like, oh man, like I see him every morning, like going in his car, and we used to be best buds from 5 all the way until maybe 8. Now it's like I could see his life, and then for his birthday parties, he has different friends that come over.
Damn.
The ones that I recognize at the school that I went to, and then now I'm hanging out with these people from this elementary school. But when you graduate elementary school and you go to middle school, it resets. So now you're back at this one.
Yeah.
So I go to middle school, 7th and 8th grade, and I literally know nobody. So it's almost like all the friends I just nurtured are going to this school now. I go here, I don't know anybody there. And because I was getting in so much trouble, my dad was like, I want you to be like super square. So uniforms are an optional thing But my dad was like, no, you're gonna wear fucking uniforms, all 5 days. It used to be I think like 4 days. You wear regular school.
And then casual Friday.
Casual Fridays.
But no, it was Friday you wear a uniform, but the other 4 was like casual the other days. Because I think they're trying to slowly assimilate at that time.
That's really weird.
Kind of
It is really weird.
backwards
It is
school,
really weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
And then
So Friday, everyone's like, "Fuck, it's Friday." Damn it.
so I had to wear it. So day 1 of school, I already show up with uniforms on. So I'm already the fucking weird kid that no one knows, except wait, don't I know that guy from like 10 years ago? So I'm the number 1. I'm like the fucking lost and found 10-year-old kid.
Yeah.
Then I'm the guy that's wearing
You're the dork.
the dork that's wearing the fucking uniform. So I'm outcasted immediately. Plus, this is the 90s. So if there's fresh meat, there's all kinds of gangs everywhere. Everyone's punking everybody.
Yeah.
And so I gravitated towards these couple of kids that are really into skating and like breakdancing and stuff. But I think like for some reason, like in a diverse school, Asian gangs kind of like feel other races are like off limits. So they don't really touch them. But immediately, if it's like Asian dudes in like a locker room, then they'll start punking people like for some reason.
Yeah.
And so immediately, I think I got down maybe like the first week with people, and then just over time, I realized to prove my worth, because if you fight someone and you are able to stand your ground, your like coolness or legitimacy factor spreads much faster in almost a day. Like you can almost change your rep in one day. You know, you could be wait, who the fuck is that guy? To, oh shit, that guy just fought that guy. And then now everyone kind of just gives you space. Yeah. So like, I think I naturally wanted to hang out with this group because they just seem like they're doing all kinds of like cool shit, like drawing and like the arts type stuff. And I just realized like, but for me to kind of like not get fucked with, I have to lean more into this more aggressive behavior in group. And then that kind of catapulted me the first half of my high school into gangs. Because now when you go to high school, it's that same residualness. And then so now in high school, when people really develop stuff, like the guy that was like in concert band is now in jazz band.
Yeah.
Or the guy that like played 3-on-3 basketball is actually playing, basketball. Right. But then if you're the little scrappy kids, then it's like, oh shit, are you gonna join?
You're promoting into that next.
Are you gonna
field.
join Asian boys? You're gonna join Santanas? Are you gonna actually bang now? And it's like so it gets hyper focused into that. And during that period, I remember having this really weird like separation from myself. I'm like, that's not me. But that's how I felt was the only way I could survive. Was like when we're like robbing houses and doing shit like that. It was like, I'm like, this is fucking so wrong. But I felt like that's the only place I belong. So the advice I would tell myself would be like, just stick to who you are, and it's all gonna work out, and you're gonna have a much more healthy expression. Because I think that's what got me crazy into raves after. Because I felt like I was so like suppressed from feeling feelings. That the minute I felt ecstasy, I was like, oh, fucking love everybody. And it went from like this to like fighting every day to like, let's just hold hands.
Went from fighting every day to keep jujitsu game.
Yeah, exactly.
Damn, that's crazy how big of a crossroads that point is of like, which thing do you want to do? But you felt compelled to choose one for a reason that wasn't really true to yourself.
Because I feel like you started so back already. It's already like, who's that guy? I don't know who the fuck that guy is. Like, oh, I remember from kindergarten. So there's that. And he's also wearing fucking like school uniforms. So you felt like you're like 30 feet back. Yeah. Versus if you were just a new kid, you could be like, oh yeah, I grew up in fucking Altadena. Oh, cool. And then like, you're like starting from zero.
You're remedial.
I started from like way back here, and then it was like, pow. And they're like, oh, that's the kid I knocked the other fool out. And they're like, yeah, I'm the kid that knocked the other fool out.
Yeah. Wow.
You know, it was like that.
It's crazy too that you got out of all that, like, and you didn't have like a lot of repercussions, like for robbing houses and shit. Like, you got pretty lucky.
Really lucky.
Well, like, I wonder what happened to the fool that you knocked out. Like, whatever happened to that guy?
Yeah, like, what's he up to?
Still in critical, yeah.
No, I mean, this is like fucking bunch of 80-pound kids fighting each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just a lot of fights back then. Like, I would see locker room fights, and especially in PE because it's so unsupervised, at least once a day. Yeah,
that's when it was time to throw down.
Yeah, everyone threw down. I think more people got jumped though than one-on-ones, or like one-on-ones would turn into group fights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people would just like the older kids, like the 7th, 8th grade, like, you know, they used to call like 7th graders like scrubs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was such a big hierarchy. Like the 8th grade, like you and him, and then you just start throwing down. And then if you're, then it's like, do you want to be a bitch?
Class, dude.
Yeah, and
That's like
all this
it's like if
boys-
you don't fight, they'll jump you.
Yeah, so it was such a thing where it's like, okay, you and him, you and him. Like, who the fuck are you? You take him, and then you just fucking have to do it.
You could have just been a jazz drummer in another room.